like it when it's super cold, though, because then it's cold at night and you just want to snuggle into your blankets. And I sleep better that way, but...
I think we all do. Most people do.
I'm getting old. I'm too old to be going... I'm too young, excuse me. I'm too young to be going through menopause, right?
Yeah, but I think you could be in perimenopause, right? That's the thing?
That is the thing. We're getting old, dude.
I can't believe you're going through perimenopause when you're...
22?
22.
I know. No, it's not my real age. Real age is to be determined, but oy vey. Welcome to episode 2. You want to start
Episode
with our
2?
intro? Yeah.
Yeah.
Podcast that started.
Because of LOL Storytime, which you're watching, regulars.
I love it.
This is not a fiber commercial. We're not calling you regulars in the sense that you need to eat more fiber. We're calling you regulars like you would be at a bar, like one that everyone knows your name that I don't think can mention.
It hasn't been 70 years. Nope.
Nope, sure hasn't. I'm sure we can talk about it at some point, but not in that context. You're regulars. Pull up a suit, a seat, a suit, a seat,
a seat, a suit,
a seat,
suit
a
up,
stool,
do all the
a
things,
couch cushion, an exercise bike seat,
Ooh, an exercise ball.
an exercise ball.
Yeah.
We need to get you one of those for the podcast.
That could be fun.
All right, could be. Yeah. Well, if we get enough followers, maybe you and I will sit on exercise balls one day. Just like if we get enough subscribers, I'm gonna wax my nose and put it on social media before the wedding.
Oy vey.
That could be exciting.
I just don't want you to have to do that. Yeah, no.
Why not? Just rip it right out.
Will you make that face again?
It's a pretty cool face.
It is.
It's gonna have like Steve Carell vibes, where he gets his chest waxed.
The man-o-lantern. Yeah.
Yeah, they almost ripped his nipple off.
For sure.
If they
Say that on our podcast. I don't know that you can say that.
Nipple.
Babe.
JKLL. But yeah, if they rip my nipple off while they're waxing my nose, respect.
Just it up with that. All right.
Okay.
So episode 2.
Episode 2, all about John. Welcome back, regulars. Like we said, if it's your first time listening, you're still a regular. If you've been with us since episode 1, hello. Welcome back.
Hello again.
If you are in the future, looking at you, if you're off in the future and you came back to episode 2 to see where all this started and see the production value of how much it's changed, because I would imagine by episode 50 we'll be real locked in.
Or we might still be the same people.
Who knows? We do one take, no breaks.
Yep.
It's just, we do it live.
Full send.
I'd say
we might have some editing in case I drop an F-bomb unexpectedly and we're not supposed to, or...
We're not supposed to?
Nope, we're not supposed to.
Fuck.
Jonathan!
Bleep!
Golly gee. All right. Anyways.
Anyway, JKL Storytime. The origin story of John.
Yeah, we're going to talk about you today, honey, and all of the, as far as careers go, we're kind of starting with the career path that led us to the podcast, which then led us to the wedding on tour. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to keep some semblance of organization for you guys as you're trying to catch up with what the heck are you guys doing, who does a wedding on tour. So we thought, getting to know us a little bit better would maybe enlighten you and help you understand, our true intentions and our authenticity to where this is all going. Jonathan.
Yes.
Career-wise, you were an excavator first. From what I understand, as a kid, you were digging up holes in your backyard, making mud pits, all of that kind of stuff. So your first official profession was an excavator. Excavator?
I think everybody has a profession when they're a kid, right?
Like not an excavator operator, but you were the excavator.
Something they play a lot with their siblings or friends. And ours was construction and playing in the dirt, like boys do.
Absolutely.
So, absolutely. So that's what I did. We dug holes and flooded the backyard and all kinds of things to drive my parents crazy, which, coincidentally, same neighborhood that you live in now.
Yes.
So, I remember you asking me, is that a pretty decent neighborhood? I'm like, 25 years ago, wasn't
25 years ago, there were 2 little turds running around.
Yeah, I mean, it was actually probably longer than 25 years ago, but maybe 30.
Yeah.
Turds running around blowing stuff up with firecrackers and digging holes and...
Good old Randy out there mowing the lawn, digging trees up, pine trees. I remember the story about the pine tree.
Yep. The original dad vibe of him out there in his white New Balances. It's timeless.
The OG dad.
Transcends decades.
I love it.
With his sawn off jorts.
I love it. Explains where you get it.
Absolutely. And, one time we were digging, I think next to the Weeping Willow or something. This might have been pre-flood of 97 of the backyard, in which Jordan got lost, my brother, in a floating storage tub.
Oh, no.
He floated away. We haven't found him yet. I'm just kidding. We know where he's at. But he was digging with a claw hammer with the claw and it hit me in the side of the head.
Oh, that's Right.
So if you wondered how we got to the podcast, that's it right there.
Jordan, thank you. Thank you for knocking your brother out with a hammer.
Knocking some sense into me, I don't know. So. But anyway, yeah, the rest of my resume really reads like a list of dares, I think. Starting from camp counselor at a Boy Scout camp when I was 14. I spent all summer in Minnesota doing that.
Explains so much. My Boy Scout, you're always prepared with everything.
I am. I really make sure when you travel, independently of me, that you have a little bag full of
Goodies. All the things.
goodies or Motrin or
I guess my Boy Scout bag, anything that you could possibly think of.
extra charger cord, a little shout wipe thingy,
The little wispy toothbrush things.
the wispy toothbrushes, Kleenex.
If I get stuck in the airport,
Tums.
at least I'm not going to have bad breath, guys. So if you're fortunate enough to be next to me, I'll be crabby. I can't guarantee you that I won't be a crabby pants, but
Exactly.
I will have good breath. Thank you to Boy Scout over here.
And gum. And hand sanitizer. What else is in there? There's a whole bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah, there were a lot of cool things in there.
Maybe we'll see if we can find it and put the list up for all the boys out there that maybe need a little
encouragement.
And
it fits right in my little purse.
Yeah, it's just a little zip-up bag that, it's got a lot of stuff in it, but it goes over really well. You're a very independent lady and can find your own food and beverage in an airport, I assume. So none of that in there,
Better be able to.
none of that in there, but there's plenty of supplies for.
Essentials.
I got a headache,
Yeah.
congested, don't feel good, the banana bags.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Banana Bag. Those have gotten us through a whole lot.
Yes, they are.
Gosh, we're probably gonna need those on tour. We might.
Anyways, so back to
Anyway,
first
back
job,
to mine.
Boy Scout.
Boy Scout, yep. So, camp counselor, lifeguard at Boy Scout camp in Minnesota. Shout out to my camp, Minnesota. Shout out to my Camp Wilderness homies. We had a lot, all the kids would go home over the weekend, and we'd be just kind of left to our own devices. One time we trashed the kitchen making nachos on a Saturday.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, we cleaned it up, but it was a disaster.
Nachos
and
and
blew up a boat engine in the middle of the lake. Had to swim back to shore on a little motorboat. It was like an 8 horsepower motorboat. These things have probably been around for decades. We took Jason's huge Buick to Bemidji one night for Perkins at like 3 in the morning and hit, I think, the world's biggest raccoon. The thing was like 4 feet long. Oh, that's obviously embellished, but it was giant. It was, you know what a raccoon, raccoons like this big, right?
Well, and they're solid too.
It's like, yep. It's like hitting a bag of sand and doing 50.
Nice.
Yeah, I could think Jason's, what was it? It was like a Buick LeSabre or something from like the 80s. Just built like a tank.
Boats. Yeah.
It was a boat. Yeah, it was a boat. Anyway. Long story. So then after those 8 weeks, I came back to Minot and got my first real job, I guess.
Okay.
Real job where you didn't live there.
Uh-huh.
And that was with a large clothing retailer. So.
Not dropping any names out.
Oh, I could drop it. It's Old Navy.
Woohoo.
Which was like the vibe in the early 2000s.
Oh, yeah. We had the matching. I remember the Old Navy matching 4th of July shirts. I always wanted to be one of those kids. Yeah.
Yep, we had those. Yep. Had those as a family and had those as, at the retail side of it. And that was when Performance Fleece and the fleece vests were hot. Remember those things?
Oh, yes. You were cool if you had one of those bad boys.
Oh, boy.
I remember in a family picture, actually, one time, I was pouting because everybody in our family picture, on my dad's side of the family, they all had those stupid fleece vests. Guess who didn't have a stupid fleece vest?
It's just because you weren't invested as much as they were.
Because I grew up super duper poor.
Yeah. Well, I went for the obvious dad joke, and you went for the character arc that we'll get to in episode 3 about you.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So I worked there for a couple years, and then went to work for a grocery store for a bit. And I grew up in the grocery industry, sort of, because my grandfather on my mom's side, he managed a chain of grocery stores in Minot. And we spent a lot of time at the grocery store, not only when my mom was shopping, but just seeing what that was all about. My uncle worked in the grocery industry too, and then on into like the grocery brokerage business before he retired. But some of my best memories of early John was drinking cherry Coke and eating banana donuts in my grandpa's office. It was up, so you can see everything because it's right above the checkouts, right? And maybe have been witness to a couple of his attitude adjustments with a rogue employee. But he was an old school manager. He spent a lot of time on the floor interacting with the customers and his employees and really treating everybody like a guest in the store. So that was pretty cool. And I think that's where a lot of the taking care of people hospitality comes from for me. I saw that at such an early age.
Sure.
And then the food side comes from my great-grandmother, who sat me on the counter, taught me to make pancakes and all kinds of other stuff when I was like 6 months old. I think when I was 3, I was making pancakes pretty much on my own.
Which is insane to me. I mean, these pancakes, I have had the privilege of eating them, and they are famous in our house. The kids get mini pancakes, one for each year of their birth. We have them every other weekend when we have all the kids together. They are just light, airy, delicious flavor. They're true buttermilk pancakes, but you fold in whipped egg whites, so they're just decadent and delicious. And a 3-year-old doing that, that's pretty impressive, but it's not surprising because of knowing you so intimately and just knowing what you're capable of. It explains a lot.
Well, it also explains a lot. Like, I think my great uncle was in town. I think that's what he is. But anyway, he was in town, and I think great grandma and my grandma had to run to the store, go do some errands, so they left us with great uncle Richard.
Oh boy.
At great grandma's house, and we convinced him that we needed to make pancakes. Jordan and I made pancakes by the time they got back.
Nice.
Yeah, so we pulled it off. So I mean, he does. I mean, I'm sure he was familiar with the recipe a little bit, but I don't think he made them quite as much as we did with his mom. So
That's awesome.
that was pretty exciting. We also gave him a surge.
Oh boy. Surge.
That was funny.
That was a time too, early
That was
2000s.
a time. Yeah, late 90s,
No.
early 2000s.
Yeah.
Late 90s. It was in the 90s because this would have been, gosh, Jordan and I were probably like, I was probably like 9. He was probably 6 when we did this. So I remember one year I got a 2-liter surge for my birthday, and I thought that was just the best thing ever.
And see me growing up, like caffeine was like, man, no. So the fact that you had surge, I'm sitting here unconscious bias of like, what were your parents thinking?
Yeah.
What the heck is wrong with that?
Well, that's a good question. Let's ask him. At least let's ask Randy. But we'll get to Randy when you guys get to meet Randuski. That'll be a fun experience. So
He's an incredible man.
yeah,
Yes.
it is. So anyway, outside of the grocery industry, after that I went to go sell cell phones for a large cell phone provider at Best Buy.
Yeah.
So I was the nerd. I was on like the computers and cell phone and camera side, but really just a lot of cell phones. And then
And the aspirations were always to be what? Like the jocks were always selling the TVs.
yeah, the jocks were selling the TVs. Like, oh man, those guys are so cool over there. I mean, it was like TVs and like home install appliance guys, and then it was like computer dorks, and then it was like media nerds, because that's back when Best Buy had like CDs and movies and records and all that stuff in there.
Even a little bit of cassette
and then
tapes, too.
Geek Squad was off doing their own thing. Yep. But
So
anyway,
then you did the Best Buy thing.
I did the Best Buy thing.
And then life happened. You got married, right?
Nope.
Not yet.
That was long. This is a long time ago.
Boy.
We got
Alright,
lots to
gotta
go. We
speed
got lots
up.
to go. We're going to speed it up. We're going to speed it up. Somebody's keeping me on track here today.
I am. We're trying to keep it short. Short and to the
Well,
point.
they're sunny, I tell you what, this time.
So what happened?
I'm just going to play this for the kids instead of sitting them down at my feet.
Hey.
So anyway, I went to work for another large retailer at the time to sell specifically just Verizon cell phones. Did that for a bit, and then I ended up coming across an ad one day. It was like 911 operator. I'm like, ooh, that sounds fun. I'll do that for a bit. So that's how I got into public safety. Did that for 5 years, and then got married at that during that time, which I was still young. So like 20 years old, answering 911, dealing with people's worst days is really fun. You get to grow up a lot real quick, and like all the things that happen in your own life don't seem so bad when you've had that experience, I think.
Well, and it helps explain why you're always so calm and collected during my chaos. I come with my own bundle of chaos, mind you. But, you know, when things happen in the bar industry, when stuff's not going right, I've been able to work alongside you in that regard. And you are very collected. And it's like, okay, well, let's just do what's in front of us first. I mean, it's not life and death.
Yeah.
But for us, it feels like that. And so you're a very great leader in the sense of being able to just identify, okay, where are our key pressure points and how are we going to deliver to this and this and this? You know, it's just, you're fantastic with that.
Well,
so
thank you.
that helps explain a lot about your demeanor.
Oh, thank you. Yes. You know, nobody's bone is sticking through their leg. We're probably doing okay.
Absolutely.
Probably an okay day. Or their legs missing. Or what was the funniest story from that time? Some guy had cut his thumb off with a circular saw, and he, you know, when that kind of stuff happens and you have those traumas and, you know, everything's just so instant, like you don't think about it, and like for whatever reason, he remembered sticking in milk.
Okay.
So he showed up to the emergency room, or I think we sent the ambulance to meet him because, of course, he's driving himself towards Minot. This is like a farmer, and calls 911 and tells us that he's driving towards Minot from a local city. So we dispatch an ambulance. I dispatch an ambulance to go meet him, you know, just to make sure that the wound stays packed. I mean, he said he had stuff wrapped around him, but you don't want him bleeding out while he's driving 70 miles an hour.
Certainly.
But he had the world's worst gallon of strawberry milk that I've ever seen.
Oh, babe, I'm drinking coffee.
I'm sorry, but like that's just what it is, and that's kind of where some of my sense of humor comes from. Is those because it's like this is so funny, but he could only remember put it in milk, which is I think your tooth, right? If you lose a tooth randomly, or that was the old wisdom back in the day. This is 20 some years ago, so I don't think now he didn't pack it in ice. He put it in a gallon of milk, which I guess comes with its own risks. But it was cold, so it worked. So
I can imagine being the doctor trying to like dump out a gallon of milk. Like, okay,
can you
the pump's got to come out
like,
here some point.
Yeah, can you imagine being like, man, the infection thing's gonna be gnarly.
And maybe it wasn't. Who knows?
I don't know. Maybe it worked. I don't know. I didn't get the update, and that's the thing is you never get the updates, and you never get any closure on the emergencies that you handle. So there's a lot. There can be a lot of trauma and a lot of things in there too. But I'm really good at compartmentalizing it,
Sure.
or you develop the sense of humor to think of how it ended, so you create your own closure. So
there you go.
So then after that, I went to UPS for 7 years, and yeah, got paid to work out for 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
60 hours a week running around using 3 points of contact and walking briskly, not running. In case anybody's listening, it's going to be like, hey! But towards the
You
end...
still have the socks, though. That's the real question.
Have the socks.
Like, aren't those worth millions or something,
No,
the
you can,
UPS socks?
no, you can buy tons of those. But to wear shorts, you had to buy the socks.
I thought that they were worth a bunch of money.
No.
Never mind. I don't
Maybe
know
to
where
you
my
they
mind was
are.
going with that.
That's a whole nother podcast episode.
83 days, babe.
Yep. So we are... we're in the point of my life where I'm working at UPS, and kids at this point, we had a major flood go through Minot, and I'm working there. So as the town's recovering, my delivery area is expanding, and at some point it becomes where I have like 2 trucks worth of deliveries per day, 240 stops, and it just started wearing on my body.
For sure.
Most of the UPS guys would start young and transition to like a rural route, but I was fortunate enough, I guess, to stay in town. So 240 stops a day. I have a good knee and a bad knee, good knee or good shoulder and a bad shoulder now. I shouldn't say it's bad. It's just
A little ache here.
it's aged more than the rest of me. So little, I wouldn't say arthritis, but definitely like
you
a
have a
little
lot
stiff.
of pivoting.
There's a lot of pivot. Not only did I do a lot of pivoting in that career, I did a lot of pivoting in my businesses that we're getting to. So during that time, I bought my first bar, the tap room.
Yes. Oh,
So tap room.
R.I.P.
The only craft beer bar in North Dakota at the time. That's all we had was craft beer, no domestics. Everybody did that. It was basically like the anti-bar of what worked in North Dakota at the time. There wasn't alcohol brand stuff all over the walls, and basically just there weren't any TVs. It was like there's games, there's
It was a cool place to go.
spring water or filtered water, like not tap water, so it didn't affect your experience of the beer.
Well, and everyone that worked with you there was very knowledgeable in the craft beers, so you would get to try something new that you'd never had before. Not that there's anything wrong with a good old domestic beer. I love going to the lake and just, I have my beer of choice. But going and getting an experience with people that were very educated in what they were serving, that was quite the experience. And then it was safe too. I mean, it wasn't just, people weren't going there to get drunk. People were going for an experience. And it was being able to be a customer there. I mean, I didn't know you very well at the time, when I first went there, but it was a great experience for sure. I would go back there.
But you would?
You feel like opening up a bar again?
I
Just
don't.
like one day a month so that I can have the tap room. Maybe we can just create tap room in my basement.
How about if we
We
just do
created
that?
a podcast studio. I mean, I think
I can build a bar. Yeah, we can get that vibe going
And you
for
can
you.
get me craft beers where, Okay.
So anyway, at that time, still working at UPS, owning a bar. Did so for the next little bit. So did my 60-hour weekday job, check on the bars, or the bar, I guess. That I had really good staff. I was very fortunate that.
And you're still friends with most of them to this day.
Absolutely. We're actually taking the wedding on tour to one of them, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yes. So that will be an exciting development. So, and then after that, I went to go work for a large farmer-owned co-op company that made energy products. And I was assigned to one of their dealers as basically like a business consultant to help them grow their refined fuels, lubricants, that kind of stuff. So, and did that for a little bit until that dealer decided not to renew the contract. And my boss called me and he's like, well, you can either be a truck driver or you can transfer somewhere else. And I'm like, none of those seem like good options. So I guess I'll just take a severance and leave. So that's what I did. And all of a sudden I was fun employed for the first time. And
But you were able to dive solely into your bars, right?
I was able to dive solely into the tap room at the time. There was another bar concept that was floating around in my head at the time that we'd already started some work on with our local lender to do the build out. It was conveniently right next door to the tap room. That was what would become Saul's. And I was at a food truck festival the year prior and saw how some really cool organizers in Minot that I really, really enjoy them being here and all the work that they do for our community organized a food truck festival. And they expected like 800 people and got 5,000.
Yep.
So I'm down here in this local park watching this food truck festival just absolutely melt down. Not because of anything they did wrong. It's all the things that they did right, and it just overshot their projections by 500%.
Yep.
So I'm at the park, and I'm like, man, if there's somebody out here with something simple, they could just kill it, because these people are waiting in line for over an hour for
food,
drunken noodles or a burger or something. So I'm like, man, hot dog cart would slaughter. That would be awesome. Somebody should do that. Hey, I could do that. I could be that somebody. I'm a somebody.
You are.
And I'm a somebody.
And
those
so
are
you
people's.
were somebody that created Fun on a Bun.
Fun on a Bun, yes. The hot dog brand. And the genius behind the branding on that is it had little like illustrated hot dogs all over it, or a big hot dog illustrated all over it. I mean, hot dogs are like the default kid food. So we started with a locally produced all beef hot dog. So, I mean.
Because your standards are still up there. You're a very high quality
Yes,
guy.
absolutely. So, and like, you know, kids are going to default to the hot dog food. Even if they can't read, they know what a hot dog looks like, right? So that was the perfect thing for branding on that. Just absolutely killed it the first year with that. Myself and Mark, one of my buddies from a former employer, like he came on. I think he had just got divorced at the time and was looking for something to fill his time, and I kept him busy.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and part of the fun of Fun on a Bun was that you'd have a hot dog du jour. I mean, that's what always kept me coming back. I maybe had a hot dog 2 days before, but I'm like, ooh, you know, John might have something cool up his sleeve, and I need to try the hot dog du jour for today. And you do all kinds of fun stuff, and it completely changed the profile. Not that just a plain old hot dog, for me, I like a little ketchup and a little mustard on it, that's not delicious and that you didn't do it well. But there was always something fun. There was some little twist in true John fashion. The Hawaiian dog, the ramen noodle dog, like
peanut butter jelly.
Like peanut butter and jelly. I still to this day have not tried the peanut butter and jelly dog.
Yeah, well, we'll have to get on that. What was your favorite hot dog?
Oh my goodness.
Mashed potatoes and gravy?
No, I liked, so one year when we did a music festival on the Air Force Base, we did the mac and cheese baller. And that was a bacon wrapped hot dog. And then we put mac and cheese on top with some green onions and
That was a beer cheese mac and cheese too.
Beer cheese mac and cheese on top of that. Yes, that one, to this day, mac and cheese on top of a hot dog, I just love it. But the other one that really has very quickly become my favorite is the Thai My Nuts. That one's got like a Thai slaw and a peanut sauce on top, and it is just incredible.
It's pretty good.
He's got a pretty cool gift. And, you know, we still own all of the IP rights to Fun on a Bun. So, you know, I don't know, maybe if you're interested, let us know. But
you know how to get a hold of me. So at least you should by this point.
It is a very cool concept, and it took off until, in true John fashion, what happened?
What happened?
What happened with Fun on a Bun?
I decided to retire.
Because?
It's time to be with you. It's time to have the family time. And I'm just getting older, and it's just becoming a drag. Like when I started Fun on a Bun, I had no clue what I was doing as far as like the operation side. Like I know how to cook, I know how to do that. I just have no experience operating a place where you make food on speculation, right? I think the first day I wasted so many hot dogs. You can only eat so many. And every time I'd hire somebody to help me out, they'd be like, I could eat as many hot dogs as you want. I'm like, you sure can. Because there will become a time where you're like, nope, no more hot dogs.
Yep.
My favorite hot dog is the Chicago style. And I think that I could probably eat those every day. There's enough things going on with them. But often the thing that I would eat as a hot dog is driving away, pulling the hot dog stand at the end of the day with a hot dog that's been in the foil for like an hour.
Yeah.
So it's very like a ballpark dog. Yeah. It's not the brand, but like you'd get like where they cook it and they wrap it in foil or something, and the hawkers walking up and down the aisles selling hot dogs. So
the bun gets nice and moist, and
and it's not really even that hot anymore. So But
Perfect for a kid.
yeah, so we got to the point where we're going to sell off the operational side of it, right, and retain the IP rights. But at the same time, I was also building my second bar called Saul's, and Saul's was a scratch style speakeasy, which we're going to get further into more on the backstory of that later in the podcast of Wedding on Tour. I think that deserves like its own podcast. That's one I built from the ground up with a lot of intention. Like I had taken over the tap room, and that was great. And then I think Dad's, which the tap room became Dad's in 2021, I think that deserves its own episode too, because there's a lot of stuff to unpack in that.
For sure.
And the experience of both of those places, they became very experiential. So,
absolutely.
But then I retired I guess I went back into the workforce in 2022.
Correct.
Helping
local college,
yep, with their food and beverage thing after their operator left post-COVID. Because we had the whole COVID thing happen while I had 2 bars and a food business.
And had just in December of 2019 purchased a substantial, costly
license.
Substantially costly. Those are some great adjectives.
One take. That's all you get.
Sorry, babe.
Sorry.
Hopefully I don't bring down the podcast like you too much.
Well, it's episode 2, so I think they'll be all right. They're going to stick it out with us because it is a good time. So
yes.
I should say they should probably have a beverage in their hand if they're not driving.
Quite possibly.
You could listen to this at home with your spouse and be like, oh, those people are like our neighbors and like the people down the road. And we really are.
We're
because
not as crazy as these two are.
We are not.
We're doing it right.
We're not professionals at any means. I mean, at some point, maybe we'll develop a little more like professional production quality, but I don't think our personalities will ever change because it's not an act. This isn't us performing anything. Like, it's just us telling stories.
Conversation, for sure.
Conversation.
Anyways, so Saul's ended up going down. You tried to do everything you could to keep it alive.
Yep. COVID just killed it. Yeah. COVID just killed it. So.
Yeah. So then in 2023?
2023, I took a job with Milwaukee Tools. Yeah. So that was pretty fun.
You started going into part-time. You transitioned from more of that full-time operational role from Minot State to part-time.
Yeah, the businesses were part-time.
Bars. You had some amazing people that were willing to step in and try to help with the operational side of things.
The damage was too great, and I just wasn't ready to let go. Because like my first instinct was when COVID showed up, is that, like, this is going to be a thing that we're going to try to recover for 5 or 10 years. Likely won't make it. Like, can we just mail the keys to the SBA? I remember sitting down there, drinking coffee with the lights down low in Saul's, listening to Sinatra, and just trying to make peace with it. But then I thought maybe I could save it.
Yeah, and you did have some great people at the time that tried to help you, and unfortunately, there is only one John. I mean, I can say from experience, there's just a different energy in what you're putting into the products or where you're at versus somebody else. There's no replication as of yet of John. And so things changed very quickly. I mean, the bar was still the bar, but it wasn't quite the same.
It was not. And, to that point, like one of our dear friends, Kevin, he's like, would come to the hot dog stand. I'd be over there like getting hot dogs, taking payments, and making lemonades at the same time. And he's like, I don't even know how you do it. You could hire a complete army of people to do what you do, and I'm not sure that they could even keep up. So that was an interesting take. So we like him and all the things he brings. We'll have to have him on as a guest sometime in the future. But so I was working for Milwaukee Tools at the time. Is the best way to describe it, because I was working for the parent company technically. But when people ask me what I did, like, that's just the best, easiest way to describe it. And then I went to a startup company out of Europe for a bit. Yeah. So, and that was in mid-2025, and now I'm here.
Right now, you're podcasting full-time?
I'm podcasting full-time. So I think we talked about that I retired from the bars on a Saturday afternoon, officially, after we closed the pop-up this past holiday season. I kind of told some of our really close staff that I was intending on retiring as an operator. I'm sure I'll always be around as a consultant or something. Like,
you've got too many big ideas not to.
I do. I really do have a lot of big ideas and a lot of like knowledge to give. And we talked about having cocktail recipes or hot dog recipes or mocktail recipes at the end of episodes. So if that's something you're interested in, hit us up in the comments.
For sure.
We'd love to share some of that knowledge that I have. But
and even if you do or don't hit up in the comments, we're still planning on doing it anyway.
So. Too bad. You're going to get it anyway. You can just stop listening, I guess. Yeah. That's some point in the future, too. Or they might come out as separate episode things or clips. I'm not really sure. But we will figure that out. But we got through the holiday pop-up bar, and I told some of the core team members that I was intending on retiring because it knocked the last bucket list thing off that we checked the box on was the Champagne Tower on New Year's Eve.
Yep.
And that was fun. You got to be a part of that and
I
blasting corks across the giant room and pouring the tower where it's like, where is it going?
fun.
It just,
It's
like,
just
we
going.
keep pouring bottle and bottle and bottle on top of this tower of our pyramid of glasses, and it's not going anywhere. So that was fun. Last time doing that, and then I announced at the end of January my retirement as being an operator on a Saturday afternoon evening. And then Monday I got a call from my bosses in Europe telling me that I was no longer needed. Well, it was 6 hours into Montana in their vehicle with all their stuff, which was...
That's a move.
That was very misguided, I think, at best. I don't know where they got that advice.
ChatGPT is great, but don't ask ChatGPT how to fire your employees.
Or run your business.
Or in a country that you're not familiar with.
Yeah, maybe. And that's the thing, is they told us that they hired me for my business expertise and stuff, and I would share it with them, and they would not like that. So anyway, I'm better off not being there anymore.
Sure. And kind of your own light, too.
I am.
Absolutely.
I did crush it for the 6 months that I was there, though. Like, leading the company, probably the only thing that saved their North American expansion for a while. But here we are. So that's how the podcast came to be. Wedding on Tour, I think we covered that already. So
yeah, and then next week we'll cover a little bit of how I came into this gig, and a couple weeks afterwards, and share a little bit about my career and what that's looked like. And again, trying to help you guys get a feel of who we are. We're not anything incredibly special by any standards, except for the fun, I think, and just the overcomer type stories that we have been able to really stick out hard to the ground when the going gets tough, and just brave the storms and overcome, but then also to identify in each other through those hardships. It's like our paths were always leading up to each other in one way or another. I feel like if we didn't meet when we did, we would have met at some point.
Oh yeah, for sure we would have kept a meeting.
Yeah.
So
it's just
whether it's us finding each other, whether it was God making our paths cross so much, or Lisa just keep pushing you in my general direction.
Right.
One
way or another, it would have. I feel that it truly would have happened, and that all of these events in our lives, these hardships to overcome, they led us to each other, so that our hearts could recognize, hang on, this heart's familiar to mine, and start moving towards hopefully something incredible. If it's not incredible to the rest of the world, it certainly is for you and I, and it's impactful on our kiddos. And starting there, maybe creating just a ripple effect. This might end up just being a documentary for our kiddos, but we are taking a leap of faith, and we are moving forward with it, and just trusting that there will be providence and impact in a positive way.
I mean, the last time I found myself in this situation was right before I developed, or while I was developing Fun on a Bun and Saul's. So
Sure.
I was doing some of the most inspired work of that time in my life to build those brands. So I don't think that this is going to be anything differently. Yeah. I think this will be fun. To your point about the kids and this being maybe just a documentary for them, doesn't really matter. We're going to do it anyway. So
Correct.
With whatever the results are, but we're definitely going to push forward fully, intentionally, to make this a success and bring some content and some laughs and some light and some joy to people's day, that be like, life isn't so bad when you're with your person. So,
and having a couple of laugh out louds or living out louds, LOL can stand for so many different things. Lots of love.
My favorite story that I saw on the internet in our culture, I mean, I don't spend a lot of time on the internet, but I've seen enough, and was that, like, somebody's mom had just got a phone to text. Like, this is way back when all that started. And the child texts mom, like Uncle Gary just died or something. And mom texts back, LOL. She thinking that it means, like, lots of love or something. So just completely oblivious to the fact that it's LOL.
Laugh out loud.
So,
Gary died.
It's just funny. It stuck with us. I mean, we let the kids watch the first episode, and they were ecstatic about it.
They were enthralled, for sure. Which is good for us. If we can keep the attention of kiddos, teenagers, preteens, teenagers, for 35 minutes, then we're hopeful that we can capture other audiences for just as long. But that being said, my dearest beloved, we
got to wrap this up.
We got to wrap this up.
Are you playing me off stage?
I am playing you off stage, babe.
Get the hook. Well, anyway, thank you, regulars, for tuning in to JK LOL Storytime. Hey, I did it right this time.
Good job.
Awesome. Look at us. We hope to see you back for the next episode. These will drop weekly. We're not real sure which day yet, but we're getting there. You'll find us on Spotify for sure, and with some other platforms to come. At JOK, see, I did it. At JK LOL Storytime and at Wedding on Tour are all our social media handles. We'll see you around next time, regulars.
Bye.
Bye.